So good afternoon and welcome. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Mentha Hines Wilson, and oh, thank you for that applause. That's my staff, and yes, you get a raise, you get a raise, and you get a raise too. And I'm the Vice Chancellor, and I am here to welcome you and greet you, and I want to let you know that my pronouns are she, her, and hers. So thank you so very much for joining us for Convocation. So the word convocation means coming together. And on this day, students, faculty, staff, alumni, and community partners come together interconnected as one community at this beautiful spot in the center of our campus. I would like us to take a moment to reflect on the precious and important relationship that is at the center of the university's history, and that is our relationship with the Puyallup tribe of Indians. This campus and the rest of downtown sits on the traditional lands of the Puyallup, and the land was and continues to be of great importance to the community, and we are grateful for the ongoing support from the tribe for higher education and the commitment to build a sustainable way of life for future generations. And it is with great respect that I invite to the stage Gabe Minthorn, who is the UW-Tacoma Tribal Liaison, to share our land acknowledgement. Gabe.
Thank you. Shikpak Shwe, Huk Shlahale. Good day. We recognize that all of us at University of Washington, Tacoma learn, live, and work on or near the ancestral homeland of the Coast Salish people. In particular, we are situated on the traditional territory of the Swatuftab Eti Spialish Pubs, land of the Puyallup people. As people on this occupied territory, we have a responsibility to acknowledge the land, the ancestors who have cared for this land since time immemorial, and all our indigenous connections today. We also have the responsibility to acknowledge the histories of disposition and forced removal that have allowed for the growth and survival of this institution. In light of this history, let us take active efforts to partner with our indigenous community members and neighbors as we continue to work together as a community of learners, leaders, educators. Atami Shamash, Obichichad. I love you. Hoi.
So new students, you heard me tease you during your orientation activities that I was going to do this frequently. And we practiced. It wasn't a good practice, but we're going to try it again. On three, count of three, go dogs. 1, 2, 3. Much better. So now I would really like to acknowledge the dedicated staff and faculty who contribute their work to the University of Washington, Tacoma. There are a number of faculty members who are intermingled into the audience, and if you could step forward and just do a great big wave. Faculty members, please step forward, take a great, okay, I see one little hand. There we go, now they're waving, thank you. So students, give a round of applause to the faculty who are in attendance. Bonnie, thank you, Bonnie, I didn't see you wave, okay. See, I have the mic, which is a really dangerous situation for y'all. So staff, I also want to acknowledge you. So could you please step forward, put 2 hands in the air, and make yourselves known. Staff, where are you? I see you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so I really want to acknowledge our faculty and our staff for their commitment to student success. And if I may, I want to offer an extra special thank you to the individuals in campus security, facilities management, information technology, marketing, student affairs, and others who have been on the campus throughout the summer working hard to prepare us for this day. Okay? Round of applause, snap it up for them. And I also want to thank our sponsors for today's event, and that is AT&T. AT&T, we thank you for contributing your funds to UW-Tacoma. Keep those dollars coming our way. So at this time, it is my very great pleasure to formally introduce the new Chancellor of the University of Washington, Tacoma, Dr. Sheila Edwards-Lang. Chancellor Lang will provide leadership on all campus matters and supervise all operations, including instruction, student services, fiscal resources, human resources, facilities, and community relations, all to serve students in a high quality and responsive fashion. Her research and teaching interests include higher education policy, diversity in higher education, assessment and program evaluation, and underrepresented student access to the STEM fields. So, UW-T, let's give a rousing welcome to our new Chancellor, Dr. Sheila Edwards Lang.
Wow, thank you. You just don't know how excited it is for me to look every way and see you all on campus. I've been coming to campus since my announcement of the position, and it's been really empty. So to see all of you here is just wonderful. So welcome to Convocation 2021. We are gathered here together. What a simple phrase. But there's so much behind it, especially since we've been so empty. There's joy, there's pain, sadness, confidence, and confusion, all wrapped up in those 5 words. We are gathered here together. This is the first time that we've been able to gather together as a community since March of 2020. Think about that, 18 long and emotion-filled months. We're gathered here together to celebrate Convocation. It's the start of a new academic year, a time when we welcome new and returning students. Some of you are brand new to UW-Tacoma. You're arriving as a first-year student, or you're transferring perhaps from one of our fine community colleges. Some of you are returning to your next phase of UW-Tacoma education. And I know some of you who've came last year, and this is your first time actually being physically on the campus. To all of you, we say welcome. So as you just heard, I'm new here myself. My first day as Chancellor was a couple weeks ago. Like many of you, I'm a first-generation college student. And after I completed my education, including 2 degrees at the University of Washington, so I am a double dog, I spent 16 years on the UW-Seattle campus, 9 of them as the Vice President for Minority Affairs, and then most recently, I'm coming to you after being President at Seattle Central College on Capitol Hill. During my time as a student and then as a higher ed administrator, one thing has remained very clear to me, and that is the value of this higher education that you all are getting. One of my huge sheroes is Dr. Jeanetta Cole, and she was the president of Spelman College and Bennett, both historically black women's colleges. And she said that there were 2 purposes for public higher education. The first, and I'm quoting her, through this amazingly powerful process of teaching and learning, students come together to better understand the world. And the second purpose, quoting her again, is to inspire students to figure out how they can contribute to making the world better. So I told you she's my shero. I definitely agree with Dr. Cole. There are plenty of studies out there that talk about the lifetime earnings that someone gets from getting a college degree and the benefits of going to college in terms of making those connections with peers and alumni. But the value of education that I'm talking about and that makes me get up every day so happy to be your chancellor is something much more fundamental. I'm talking about the value of gaining confidence in knowing who you are as a person, and then using that knowledge and that confidence to help others. That is how we are going to make this world a better place. So I congratulate you for being here. I thank you for allowing UW-Tacoma to help you make the world a better place. And I tell you, it's not going to be easy making this world a better place. And I don't say that to scare you, but just to acknowledge the world we live in today. There's so many things going on, COVID-19, racial reckoning, political infighting. Individually, any one of those things would be enough to disrupt our lives and discourage our hopes. But all together, well, let me just say the last 18 months have been the hardest for many of us. We must not forget what we have gone through over this last 18 months and what it's costing us to be here today. So in that spirit, I'd like to ask us to engage in a moment of quiet, personal reflection, taking a moment to think about all of the losses we have experienced over this past 18 months. And then take a moment to reflect on how together, in community, we can give each other strength to move forward. So join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. That was a really special moment. I could feel the energy of us being together. I firmly believe that only by being together, by being in community with one another, by seeking to understand each other, that we will be able to move forward. I think, and I hope that by being here today, you agree with me on that. I don't have a crystal ball. That doesn't come with the role of Chancellor, although it should. I hardly know what's going to happen this next quarter, more or less what's going to happen this academic year. But I do know that it is by being together in community, by not being afraid to ask for help when we need it, that we are going to make it through this time. I do know that there are almost 1,200 faculty and staff here who are devoted to helping you, our students, succeed. And I know that you, our students, are going to look out for each other. That's what it means to be a Husky. That's what it means to, when we say Huskies, we work in packs. And that is why I am so pleased to be joining this University of Washington Tacoma community. I look forward to working with you this year, serving you this year, being with you in community, and helping you to make this world a better place. Thank you for coming out today. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon and this academic year. So it is my pleasure to welcome our very own mayor for the city of Tacoma, Victoria Woodard.
Okay, I want to try that 1, 2, 3 thing again, okay? It was pretty cool. But I have to be honest, as I stand here and I see how many students and faculty, 1,200 from here and all the way there. So I'm a choir director, and I have to kind of critique you just a little bit. You only sounded like there might have been 20 people. So I want to try this again, because when I came up, the music got me really pumped up. And I thought, what an awesome day to be together. We held back the rain, so we're not here in the rain. And we're here to celebrate the coming together convocation for UWT 2021. And we didn't have that last year, but we've got it today. So can we try the 1, 2, 3 thing again? Sorry, I just, you did it so well, I just wanted a part of it. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. I think they heard you in Hilltop. So let's see if we can try it one more time and make it all the way out to the west end down by the bridge. Are you all down for that? Let's try one more time. 1, 2, 3. They heard you. They absolutely heard you. Now give yourselves a round of applause. Now it's my job as your mayor, and let me be very clear, whether you live in Tacoma or you came from somewhere else, you're now in Tacoma. And that means I work for every single one of you on this campus. So it's my job to welcome you. So let me say to all of you who are back from last year, who are here from somewhere else, welcome to what I believe, no offense to where you are from, what I believe to be the greatest city in the universe, Tacoma, Washington. Let's show some love for Tacoma. This is truly an exciting time when we think about what we've been through in the past year and our inability to be together. And here we are on this blustery fall day in Tacoma, Washington, in person and together. And that is such an exciting time for all of us. And I'm so glad to see each and every one of you who has joined us today. And I do want to take this moment to welcome your new chancellor and say, Sheila, I am so excited to have you here in Tacoma. We have had an incredible relationship with UW-T, and I look forward to deepening that relationship. And let me be clear, that relationship isn't just with administration. What you bring to this campus as you pursue your education is more than just the blocks of this campus. What is so precious and so endearing about this school is the education you get in these classrooms is education that you can immediately use outside of this campus. And the greatest thing about the relationship with UW-T is the students, is all of you who will then bring your expertise and your ideas and your thoughts and your ways to make this city better right into community. And I want to encourage you to take everything you learn in your classroom and use it in community. This is not the reason this is such a great urban campus is because you're in the midst of this community. And this community is far bigger than this campus. So I want to challenge each one of you as students, as you get to know this community and you get active on campus, to take that into the community of Tacoma, because there's so much incredible work to be done, Chancellor. And we have loved the contributions of the students on this campus. And I anticipate that it will only get, as my father would have said, gooder and gooder. But let me be clear, education really is one of the deeply important ways we can improve our city. We've had the opportunity to do innovation together, to expand cultural and critical thinking, and to raise the entire quality of life for not just you, but for all members of our community. We support this university today and tomorrow. It's our region's public university, not only because we care about your future, but because of the knowledge and skills that you will take into our city, our state, and beyond, benefiting all of us in so many ways. As you all already know, and if you don't, let me let you know that education will transform your lives. It will challenge you. It will make you think differently. You will grow both personally and professionally. So take advantage of all of that, because it's universities like UW-T and the education that you will get that transforms communities, that will transform the city of destiny, and that will even transform this campus. I want you to know that whether you live here or you've come here for the first time, as I said earlier, that you are now a part of this city that we call Tacoma. And you have the power that lies within each one of you to make a difference. Congratulations to all of you. Have a great year. I look forward to seeing you off and on during the year. And please remember, I work for you. Thank you so very much.
So earlier, I acknowledged the faculty and the staff, but there is one constituency that is most important to us, and that would be all of the students who are affiliated with UW-Tacoma. So if you are a student, what I would like for you to do is to snap it up and turn around and say hello to a fellow Husky. Turn around, say hi, Huskies. Welcome to our community. We protect the pack, okay? And it's important for me to acknowledge students because the next person I'm going to introduce to you is your student body president. So it's my pleasure to introduce Andre Jimenez, president of the Associated Students of the University of Washington, Tacoma. Andre, is a junior studying law and policy and minoring in global engagement and was elected by students, his peers, to serve as the lead for the Government Association and to ensure that the Chancellor and others have active interaction and communication with students. UW-Tacoma, another rousing applause for one of your key leaders on the campus, and that is going to be your ASUWT President, Andre. Please come forward.
Hello and good afternoon. Oh, I can breathe again. Alrighty. Hey everyone, I'm Andre Jimenez and I am your elected ASUWT president for this upcoming academic year. I'm a senior studying law and policy. My heart stopped a little bit when she said junior. I didn't want to go back and do that again. But I'm a senior studying law and policy and I have yet to attend an in-person class. You heard that right. I entered in the pandemic, and today I'm going to be attending my first in-person class. So I, more than anyone else here, is feeling exactly what you are feeling today. A little excited and a little nervous as we begin this new year. Now, a little bit about me. I'm a first-generation student who transferred to UW-T in the pandemic 6 years after completing my associate's degree. I am also a full-time working parent who daily struggles to find balance between work, school, and maintaining a healthy family life. I say all of that to help you realize what I wish I had been told when I was starting my journey in higher education. It's a simple, powerful phrase, 3 words: you belong here. Whether you're a first-generation student like myself or you come from a long line of Huskies, you belong here. Whether you just transferred from a community college, just graduated in the pandemic, or you're coming back after an extended gap in schooling, you belong here. Whether you care for children or an elderly loved one, or children are the furthest thing from your mind, you belong here. And whether you identify as white, black, brown, or any shade in between, you belong here in this city and in this campus. And whether you come from a family of privilege or poverty, have experienced houselessness or food insecurity, you belong here. And ASUWT and myself are committed to encouraging and fostering that sense of belonging here on this campus and in this community. Now, as ASUWT, we're your elected student government, and so often student leaders focus on what they can do to affect campus culture or how they can empower students or uplift vulnerable populations. But ASUWT took a different approach this year. We wanted to take a step back and really think about the intention behind our actions, the why, the purpose of why we're here, realizing the immense opportunities and potentials that we have this year in welcoming both a new chancellor and welcoming students back to campus. We wanted to make sure that we had purpose behind our actions. And so it coalesced into a mission statement that I would love to read for you here today. It states, "Everything we do will create a meaningful, attainable, and welcoming experience for our students. In this time of intense transition, we will thoughtfully design a sense of safety and belonging on our campus." And that's exactly what is going to drive our work this year. So as we progress, as you start classes, deadlines start piling up, you blink and it's midterms already, please remember this simple phrase: you belong here. And you have an entire team behind you and beside you, ready to help you on your unique path towards success. So before I finish, all new and returning students are invited to embrace the Husky Principles. So it's a time-honored tradition here at Convocation, and I'm excited to carry this on. So I'm going to say a phrase, and I want you to repeat it back to me, alrighty? So as a Husky student, I will strive to practice high standards of honesty and integrity, respect the dignity and rights of all persons, support freedom of thought and expression, pursue ongoing intellectual and personal development, engage in critical thinking and discovery, improve our university community and the world. Awesome. So the Husky experience is what you make of it, but please be guided by the principle and promise that you belong here. Thank you.
Thank you, Andre. And I had you coded as a junior because I want you to extend your time with us. So, thank you again, everyone, for joining us today for Convocation. I hope you feel welcomed and inspired and that you know you belong here. So this concludes our program, and students, we have a gift for you. So there are 6 different stations that you will receive a t-shirt and a cookie on your way to class, because I believe you all have a 1:30 class, at least that's what the registration says. So there are 6 stations set up throughout the campus for you to pick up a t-shirt, and the cookie options include gluten-free and dairy-free. So again, thank you for coming. Enjoy the afternoon. We're off to a really good start, and I must end by saying, 1, 2, 3, go Dogs. Have a good day.